what we have here is a vague agenda item. You could say it's not even on the agenda. And then a vague motion passed in the dead of summer. And that vague agenda item and that vague motion is silent on biometrics. It's silent on fingerprints. It is silent on facial recognition. Just that alone is enough to cause legal complications. A few weeks ago, on January 16th, we all received an email blast late afternoon titled Biometric Access System Update. Again, the date is January 16th. Save that email and I'll show you why. If you log into Condo Control right now, you'll see that that document does not exist under the current announcements. See an entry for January 15th and January 17th, but the biometric access document is missing. The good news is we have a stick save. I'll show you what happened with this document. It was scheduled to expire January 31st, and that's why you don't see it on the website anymore. And I didn't know what was going on, so I went, there are tools on the internet to forever save this document no matter what happens, and you could see that in this crazy long URL to protect our documents. Anyway, let's take a look at it. Biometric Access System Update. And basically they're looking to clear up a few rumors. Yeah, right. So let's see what kind of rumors they're clearing up. During the August REC meeting, a vote was taken to approve BlueNext's contract. Oh yeah, if you heard the actual motion, you wouldn't know what was approved. And that motion did not detail biometric devices.
And let's vote for BlueNext. I motion for BlueNext. For second?
Motion, all in favor say aye.
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 Are you freaking kidding me? What the fuck was that? Everyone seconding it? No one on the board even knows what they're doing if they think that is a legitimate motion of any kind. And then on the agenda, you don't even know what it is. They don't say BlueNext. They don't say biometric, fingerprint, facial recognition, none of it. All it says is this project discussion. Heck, they were talking about the Porte Cochere. How do you even know what the hell they were talking about? This thing wasn't even really on the agenda. It's so vague. Everything's so vague. That's why none of them have the same idea what's going on. They're all living in different versions of reality. But if you go to the BlueNext contract, and I don't know why people call it a contract. It's a freaking cover letter. And look at this. A two-page proposal. Two-page proposal. Okay, signed August 2nd, as you can see right here. Right, a day after the August 1st meeting, all good. But look at the date. July 31st. It wasn't a week in advance. And then look what's added here on this line. 25 RFID readers was part of what was signed for. Do we have any of those? No. They went the extra mile afterwards. Maybe there's a change order that's not posted. I don't know. And they probably won't tell you that somehow it then moved to fingerprint readers. And you want to look at what an RFID reader XPass 2 outdoor looks like? Well, let's go to the manufacturer. Here we go, Suprema Products. Hey, look at this, XPass 2 outdoor compact RFID reader. You see any of these around? No. They were originally going to do cards. And somehow it escalated further, fingerprints. All this rammed down our throat without input.
Ramrod. Ramrod.
Okay, so getting back here. This contract's available for review on Condo Control as well in the REC office. All right, let's go back to this contract. You can't even call it a contract. It's a freaking proposal. A cover sheet and a cover sheet and 2 pages. Okay, signed August 2nd, right? You sign a proposal. Yeah, I guess you could call it a contract. So we have a $500,000 job with these people on 2 pieces of paper. And look at the date. It was dated July 31st. But even a closer look at the document, you can see the handwriting over here details the scope of work will follow this proposal. I was in the office a few months later where Edgar, the face to BlueNext, and in front of Roz and Marlon, I asked him, I called him out on this handwritten details of scope of work. I'd like that document too. And he's like, well, we don't have that. It's just what I write on every proposal. Like as if he couldn't believe I was actually asking for the documents. Well, I guess maybe we could provide it, but it would be boring stuff. I'm like, I thought the scope of work would have been a 15, 20 pager that you'd expect on any $500,000 job. And this is what we're signing over here is toilet paper? Are you kidding me? All right, but getting back to this thing. So cost of the system, simply put, if the XP was a better choice and cheaper, the board would have kept them as a vendor. Bullshit. They were already decided. They were already dead man walking in May. Why? Because they brought in BlueNex to do an audit on the XP35. They were overpaid. We're fighting them to maybe get some of our money back, if at all. And meanwhile, we still have a lien from one of their subcontractors. And for what? Because the claim of a $1.9 million contract? What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Just in another video, we're talking about a different reference about $1 million. How did that double? Tell me. Put it online. Break it down. You don't make up numbers around here. This is bullshit. You either show me, say you don't know, or stop making shit up. Okay, so, right. Would have kept them as a vendor. Bullshit. Like, look right here. After being paid $500K, they only completed 20% of the work. Well, now maybe you see the math where 1.9 million came from. Someone probably did quick math on that and just came up with a fucking make-believe number. They were offered a chance to complete the work, but decided to walk away instead. Oh yeah, like that. So we would have kept them. Come on. Then even, so BlueNex, we talked about the audit. They were the company that completed the audit. There's the other word. They consulted the association regarding different options available. When I was at the October 25th meeting, it was the very first question I asked them. I said, were you hired to consult or recommend, or just they had the spec and they knew what they wanted and you were just here to fulfill the job? And he said the latter, to fulfill the job. Later in that meeting, he started saying he was consulting. Now this thing confirms it. I called him a liar and everyone was up in a roar about it. Why don't you rethink what's really going on here? Wake up. So the association was able to upgrade the system, bring biometrics to the community. So this is what happened when they reported in late May the results of the audit. That is when they started showing the product offerings where facial and fingerprint could be a part of it. And so that was fed downstream, and the board loved it and mopped it up and went hog wild for it. And they've been planning this now for a half a year and getting this in their, they can't even agree when they passed it, right? The former lawyer blames the prior board for doing it. Marlum still believes the prior board said facial and fingerprints a good deal. And then he goes like this: the fob system was no different than the key. Bullshit. A key you can't identify to what unit. A fob system you can. First of all, why do you even need a fob, right? They were originally putting in the RFID card readers, as I was discussing. You know how cheap it is to have an RFID card? Nothing. A minor markup. So this isn't about price or cost. This is all about policy and the policy of the board, and they did not get the input of the unit owners. And the unit owners were thrown off guard, and all of them are signing these forms because they don't want their lives disrupted, and they are mad as hell.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Alright, gotta stop for now. The video's starting to run long. What else am I gonna do? The ineptitude and incompetence is freaking endless. And on that note, I could only hope you're having a better day than me.